guys, long time no talk. It's been a while since I made a video. Don't mind the sows. It's been a while since I made a video. It's been really cold here, like minus 45, minus 50, and I just haven't had the ability to take videos. It's been just way too cold. So I want to get back at it. I've had this video in my mind for a little while, so I wanted to get this video out and on our channel, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So thanks again for watching. Alright, let's get to it. So, recently there was a bit of a disagreement on a local small pig farmers page, and basically it went something kind of like this. There was a guy on there that made a thread that said that $50 is completely unreasonable price to charge for wiener pigs. Obviously, all the other hog producers were a little bit up in arms about that comment. And I just wanted to make a little bit of a video about some of the hidden costs that might be associated with wiener pigs. And, you know, like when you go to buy some wiener pigs from someone, I want people to know what actually goes into that wiener pig. I think so many times there is farmers not valuing their time and not valuing their input costs. And maybe they don't even know their finances and they're not even sure if they are making a profit. So let's go into some of the hidden costs associated with raising wiener pigs and getting them to market that maybe some buyers aren't thinking of when they go to buy wiener pigs. Okay, so first one is that we're going to talk about is just care and upkeep of the boar. So not all farms have boars on the property, but the majority do. For us, we do. So that's something that we have to consider when we are marketing the wiener pigs, is just the care of our boar and the feed costs and other costs associated with keeping a boar around on the property. So first of all is you have to consider that a boar needs like quite sturdy fencing to keep them contained, especially if they're around sows. For us, planning breedings at certain times of the year and so that we don't have a whole bunch of sows farrowing at once. For us, that's important. So we need to have a pen to keep him in that keeps him safe, keeps us safe, and keeps our sows from getting bred when they're not supposed to. Obviously, another thing to consider when you have a boar is you have to feed him all year round, regardless of if he's breeding or not. So we have to consider how much feed he's eating and how much that feed costs per pound, and take that into consideration when we are worrying about our costs for the year. Pig minerals, he gets pig minerals. You'd have to take into consideration things like vaccinations, deworming of your boar, and any other things that you might need to do with him, vet bills, whatever. So that's something to consider. Another thing is not just the boar, but the sows and all the pigs that we care for in general. But let's just talk about the sows and the boars, because those two things coming together is what makes wiener pigs. Anyways, so for us, another thing to think about is just putting bedding in to our barn. Pigs need quite a significant amount of bedding. We use straw in the wintertime to keep them warm. They burrow in it and keep warm. So they need quite a significant amount of it, and they tend to eat it. So we are replenishing it quite often, at least 1 to 2 times a week, especially if it's cold. We might be doing that as much as every single day. For us, we don't have the ability to fill up a barn with like heavy machinery or heavy equipment. We can get our tractor up to the pens to put a bale close, like a straw bale close, but then we have to use a pitchfork and fork off of it by hand, put it into the pen, and then go into the pen, put it in the barn, and so forth. And we're also cleaning out our barns by hand as well. So putting the bedding in is a labor cost and a time cost that we need to account for. And another thing we have to think about is just caring for the sows themselves. So obviously, regardless of if a sow is lactating or not, if she has piglets or not, she needs to be fed year-round. And a full mature sow eats quite a fair amount of food, especially if they have babies on them. They eat a lot more if they have babies on them. So we have to think about the feed costs, for those sows at the different phases in their life cycle. So whether they're a gilt and they're not bred yet, or if they're taking a break from being bred, or if they are bred, or if they're with piglets. Something to think about. Just like the boar, they need vaccinations, deworming, pig minerals, and whatever else you have in your program. So those are all things to think about as well. And we also have to think about planning breedings. So we want to make sure for us that we are planning breedings at specific times during the year. And that's for us to keep track of making sure that we don't have too many piglets born at once without enough room to put sows in warm enclosed areas, especially in the wintertime. And so you're thinking about keeping record books, marking on the calendar, keeping track of when they're cycling, so when they're in estrus or in heat, and also keeping track of when they're going to farrow, knowing when you need to move them into the farrowing pen or the farrowing stall, and knowing when to move them in with the boar, when they are cycling, and how long to keep them in for, and when to take them out, and all that stuff. So that all takes time as well. Producers are usually trying to invest in good quality stock for their operation, so that takes time in researching different breeds that are going to be a good fit for what you want to accomplish, and sourcing them from good reputable breeders that are going to provide you with good quality stock, and getting them home. So, you know, hooking up to the trailer and going and actually getting those pigs and bringing them home, and then quarantining them, and then moving them in with the rest of your herd. All of that takes time. When those piglets are born, now you have to handle them. You have to castrate, iron shots. Some people cut teeth, some people dock tails. We personally don't do that, but some people do. So, I mean, all of that takes time as well. And that all means that you are handling the piglets and dealing with an angry mama sow, so you have to have good facilities to handle that. Another thing that we do is we have to haul water from the house, which isn't really very fun in the wintertime, but it is what it is. We believe in kind of, you know, building things up slowly over time, and eventually I hope that we can get to the point where we have a little bit of a more efficient watering system. But for now, that is a time and labor cost that we have to be considerate of. Marketing and talking with customers and potential customers takes time as well. Even just answering questions like, where are you located? What breeds do you have? How long do they usually take to finish out? What do you feed them? There's a huge list of questions that we usually get when we are marketing our wiener pigs, and it takes time to contact all those people and get back to them with answers to those questions. So it's something that you have to think about. I don't know where this notion comes from that pigs are just like this, I don't know how to describe it, but like an animal that people just get and they just, you know, slap something together, throw them in the pen, they can just breed and, you know, whatever. It's just very nonchalant, casual. To me, it's really not that casual. It's just like any other farm venture. It takes time and effort and planning to make a go of this. I don't understand why some people think that raising pigs, like, we just do this for the thrill of it. I love my pigs. Don't get me wrong, they're probably one of my favorite farm animals, and I really enjoy the fact that we are pig farmers. However, that being said, I still understand that this is a business, and if you don't take the time to understand what your finances and your costs are, and, you know, account for that, I don't understand how your business is supposed to remain a go. Because if you don't know your numbers and you're consistently losing money, your business can only go on for so long. And that goes for any business venture, pigs included. So I think it's really important for us to understand what our inputs are and our outputs are, and account for that and charge accordingly. I don't think it helps any other producer, including ourselves, to undercut ourselves. I mean, sure, I could sell my wiener pigs for, you know, $40 each and lose money, and I'd probably get a vast majority of the people looking to buy. However, I'm still not making enough money to continue operating for very long, so it's just not worth it. I put the time into creating a good quality pig that is going to grow efficiently, and I think that that counts for something. And I'm sure a lot of other producers are doing the exact same thing, and their time and money and effort planning, getting the baby pig to even just survive to the point where it's able to be marketed and bought by someone, that counts for something. And that takes, effort. So I think that we as producers need to value ourselves maybe a little bit more. I'm not saying we need to charge $250 an hour or anything crazy like that, but figure out what your business model is and what your costs are, and then go from there. But I just wanted to make that video because I know that there's a lot of people out there that are looking to buy wiener pigs in the spring, so I hope that you guys are able to find some great pigs this year and able to help feed your family. So what do we charge for our wiener pigs? Well, generally we charge anywhere in the range from between $80 to $120 per wiener pig. And that depends on a few different other factors, but that's generally what we charge in our area. That's about the going rate. So for $50, I mean, it just really wouldn't cut it for us. We wouldn't be making any profit whatsoever. We'd be losing money. So for us, that doesn't work. And I'm sure a lot of other producers in our area would also have the same opinion. I'm not saying that you can't get a piglet for cheaper. However, generally, if a piglet is cheap, it's usually for a reason. They might be runts, they might have stunted growth for some reason, they might just be from not a very good breeding pair, so they might take a lot longer to finish out. Just generally, the quality of the pig is not there. And I'm not saying that you can't find a good quality pig for cheaper, I'm just saying it is definitely the exception, not the rule. This is pork. We are going to be eating it. We are going to be putting it into our bodies. I want to know that this is the best quality product that we can offer to the public and offer to ourselves. If I wouldn't eat that pork myself, I sure as heck am not going to be offering it to anybody else. So for me, it's really important that the quality of the product that we produce, the wiener pig that you are going to then feed on your farm for your family, is of a good quality product, and it's something that I would feel comfortable ingesting myself or feeding to my children or my husband. Videos such as this I know are going to attract a bit of controversy and differing opinions, and I welcome that. That's great. I hope that you guys can enlighten us to what your opinions are. Maybe we could all learn something. Anyways, I am so glad you guys have tuned in to watch this video. I really appreciate you guys watching our videos. If you ever have any questions about anything pig related or farming related, I will try my best to answer them. I don't have all the answers, but I will definitely try to answer them and help you guys out. That is something I love doing, is helping out other homesteaders and other farmers. That's just my calling in life, I guess. I love helping people in that way. But we really appreciate you guys watching, and to all of our customers that we had through 2021, our continued customers and our new customers that we got, we just really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for supporting our small farm. It means a lot to us. We could not do what we do without you guys, obviously, and so we thank you for that. 2021 is over, and we welcome 2022 and all the new possibilities it brings, and we hope that it brings you guys so many more opportunities as well. Thank you again, and I look forward to hearing from you guys and receiving your support throughout the new year. Thanks again, and please like and subscribe. It really helps our channel. It helps us to grow and reach other homesteaders and other farmers and just anybody else that's interested in this type of content. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.